Guess who's back? Back again.
NDP liberal suppression of civil liberties and freedoms on the internet. I am not. Let me lay out the facts, and the people in Saskatoon West can decide for themselves. Bill C-11 is the first piece of legislation meant to strip us of our rights to free speech on the internet. Conservatives such as myself and free speech advocates have been warning that the provisions put in place by the NDP Liberals to have government-appointed gatekeepers decide what is acceptable speech or not in Canada will lead to disaster. We've already seen that a prominent University of Toronto professor has been threatened with revocation of his license and livelihood for tweeting out against this legislation and the current Prime Minister. Imagine what will happen when this Prime Minister has the full weight of the law to simply muzzle this type of speech. Anyone who disagrees with him will be silenced and will be fined, lose their livelihood, and what's next? Go to a re-education camp? We all know that the Prime Minister's fondness for the basic dictatorship of the People's Republic of China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China. Their basic dictatorship.
Heck, he doesn't even mind if the People's Republic of China funnels money to his family foundation and tilts elections towards the Liberal Party in this country. Now, how about the second piece of legislation meant to limit our internet freedoms, Bill C-18? That legislation allows government-appointed gatekeepers to decide what is or isn't news in Canada and forces private companies to block content they don't like from their feeds and search engines. So if there is a story critical of the NDP Liberal coalition and their Prime Minister, they call it fake news and they ban it. If there's another fawning story by Andrew Coyne in the Globe and Mail about the Trudeau Foundation and the Communist Party of China, it is forced to the top of everyone's news feed and search engine, like it or not. When I spoke about C-18 in December, I warned of the consequences that this legislation will have. Specifically, I mentioned conversations I had with Google and Amazon Web Services and the impact on how they deliver services to Canadians. Google flat out told me that they would simply get out of the business of delivering any and all news to Canadians, as they didn't want to become an instrument of the Canadian government to spread partisan messaging for the party in power. And just last month, they began beta testing how they could shut down their news service for Canadians. We need a 21st century solution to this problem, not one based on ideas from 40 years ago.